What's going on YouTube? We're back here at Calgary Barbell, wrapping up another week of washing out. So although I'm not doing competition specific movements other than my squat, I have been able to do some fun stuff. So I did some chin-ups yesterday. I did some military press for myo reps, which is essentially rest pause training. Do a set of 10 and then do sets of however many you can muster every 3 to 5 breaths until you get to 3 reps at a 10 RPE. So that was insane on my shoulders. I had quite a pump after that. Exciting thing about yesterday though, I did do some squats and found that I was able to lock my back in way better. I found that after talking to Rory and talking to another guy, Ryan Stinn, I decided that I would really sort of reassess what I'm doing with my upper back, play with my grip, play with my bar position, and I think a couple of those things may have sort of caused a bit of a breakthrough in my squat. I was able to squat probably the cleanest reps I've gotten in 6 months-ish, especially with that kind of weight. It's still, I think, 192, 197. It was 425 pounds. Still definitely nothing impressive or even close to my previous strength levels, but definitely the cleanest and most pain-free reps at that sort of a weight in a long time. So I was pretty ecstatic about that. Today I did some wide stance good mornings. Those are pretty tough to figure out with my hip being the way it is. And the problematic range of motion for my hip is generally the last little bit of extension, and that's what a good morning is. So still trying to figure that movement out specifically. Did some incline bench, which I'm super terrible at, and then some bus drivers, which it helps when you eat Chinese food during core work. So that's one thing I would recommend. I wanted to mention briefly, I was lucky enough to be interviewed for a podcast called Strongcast. Dylan's gonna put a link in the video description, not here, and you guys can check that out. There's been some super awesome lifters, coaches, etc. on that podcast. The people he's gotten on there have been pretty incredible actually, so go check out past episodes of that as well. Moving on to our question of the day today, Jamie Lee asks when he should start using a belt. Now, there really isn't a cut and dry answer for this. I can give you a couple of arbitrary measures that may or may not be ballpark for you, but it's going to depend. A smaller guy is obviously going to have probably a lower threshold for where they're going to want to start using a belt, but honestly, if you're serious about pursuing powerlifting and you want to compete, get a belt. I wouldn't worry too much about how much weight you can handle or anything like that. There's something to be said for learning how to use the belt. It's not like just throwing on a belt is going to protect your back, which is one thing a lot of people sort of misinterpret. What I would recommend is get a belt. I don't know. I mean, if you're a guy, 315 is a decent marker. If you're a girl, 225 is a decent marker. We're talking squat here, by the way. And those are, I mean, that's an arbitrary starting point. If you're a 150-pound guy, though, you might not get to that very quickly. So you might want to start using it at 250, 275. Likewise for women, if you're smaller, you might want to start using it earlier, etc. But the biggest thing to note about using a belt, and especially getting into a belt for the first time, is if you don't use it properly, it's not going to give you a whole lot of benefit. One of the things you need to do with the belt is you need to get it tight. You should be able to stick 2 fingers in width-wise this way, but that's about it. The way you're going to want to use your belt once you got it set tight is you're going to want to take a whole bunch of air into your abdomen and into your chest. It's called Valsalva Breathing, and there's a lot of really good videos out there on how to do it. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take in a bunch of air and push out against the belt a little bit. What this does is it increases the pressure in your torso, and that braces your spine better. So it's not like the belt itself necessarily braces your spine better just by wearing it. You have to learn how to use it. So get a belt early. 315, 225, men, women respectively, is a decent arbitrary marker, but get a belt sooner rather than later and learn how to use it. So that's it for this week, guys. We'll be back next week, hopefully with some real lifting. And you know what? I'm not going to ask you to like, subscribe, and comment. I'm going to thank everybody who does. Everybody who's subscribed to our channel, everybody who's supported us along the way, everybody who's hit that thumbs up on a video or commented and asked us questions, left us feedback. Thank you very much. We're going to sign off with that. We'll see you guys next time.